Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. All you perceptive people can appreciate that Elaine isn't here today. She and Marnie, who had a fabulous holiday in South America, are kind of recovering. So we're going to give them another few days to really get back on their feet. So we'll do the best we can in their absence. We're going to start off with our invocation for Pastor Leslie.
Let us pray. Autumn has come to us in the changing of the leaves and the cooler weather. As we marvel at the beautiful colors and gather to make the decisions of the community, we give thanks for your presence among us. We pray for peace to surround all who are suffering the tragedies of war, and we pray for all affected by the natural disasters. In all our days and through all our activities, you promise to be with us to the end of the age. Now, as we gather to do the work of the resident council, surround us with your presence, bless us with your grace, and sustain us with your mercy. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Meg, you want to present the minutes from our last meeting?
Okay. There were a number of corrections to the minutes from the last meeting, but I don't think anything was substantive. So I would like to ask for your approval of the minutes as corrected. Thank you. Second? And all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The minutes of the last meeting are approved.
Thank you. Allison, you want to bring us an up-to-date on the treasurer's report, please?
Since our last balance at our meeting last month, we have spent or paid to the library $70.73 for the purchase of books, and our current balance is $1,080.29.
Thank you. Marnie's not here today to talk about the Employee Appreciation Fund, but I want to remind you of this yellow sheet that you're going to be inundated with for the next couple of weeks. This is a really important project that we have as residents here to show appreciation to the employees who work so hard for us all year long. We don't tip at dinner, we don't tip our housekeepers, but we do find some ways to reward them financially. So you'll be hearing more about this. Marnie's got all the details about giving, but please be reminded that this is a really important thing. Get it in sometime before the end of the year.
Steve, could I make a comment on that?
Yeah, please.
Since Marnie's not here today, I just wanted to let you know the current balance in the Employee Appreciation Fund is $30,918. And last year we donated a little over $100,000 to our employees. So keep that in mind. We have a ways to go on that appreciation fund, and I hope you'll all think carefully about how much you appreciate the help we get from our employees.
We're going to take a moment to get updated on the Seas Candy Fund. We're going to hear from Jean Greif. I just wanted to remind you, this is an occasion where one act does two good things. By buying candy, you get chocolate, which is a good thing. Plus, you have an opportunity to put money into the resident council fund, which is also a good thing. So one good deed has two good outcomes, and we're going to find out exactly when we have an opportunity to do that.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, the candy sale, for those of you who weren't with us last year, at this time. We have a sale every year, annually, obviously, to sell See's candy, which also includes nuts, and we have 1 pound, 2 pound boxes, but we also have smaller packages of truffles and different kinds of things that make lovely gifts for the holidays. Our sale this year begins on October 21st, which is a Monday. It runs for 2 weeks, 5 days a week, and it will be from 11:30 to 1:30 every day. It will either be, well, it will, every day will be at the Water's Edge in the dining room. And we will also, 1 day a week for each of those 2 weeks, be in the bistro, and we'll be in the licensed areas as well at some point. Not sure exactly when that will be. It will be delivered before Thanksgiving. So when you make your order, we will take cash or check. This is not something that can go through your apartment. So cash or check for that, and we cannot also do credit cards. So we will be there to take your money. And remember that it benefits the Residents' Council. This is not for anything but the council itself, and the money has been used in the past for funding. We give a lot of money to Medic One, and they greatly appreciate it. We got a lovely thank you letter this past year for our efforts. So we do give a lot to them, and we also give a lot to the library to buy books. So those are the two main things. I know you're being asked for a lot of money this year for everything, and I think the Employee Appreciation Fund is so important. This one too, and this one you get something for your money that you can give to friends and family. So we hope you'll participate. Thank you very much. Or eat yourself, yes, as Allison said. You don't have to give it away.
So your purchase is actually 3 great things. You get chocolate, you get books, and you got somebody to save your life. So what's not to like about that? We're going to get some reports from the management. Kristen is going to talk about the resident engagement activities.
Good morning. I want to talk about one new activity that the resident engagement team will be hosting this month. But in general, we try to come up with 2 new ideas each month, try out a couple new things each month. This month, or resurrect, each month. So this month, the Hearthstones Choir is back. I saw 20 people there this week. It sounds beautiful. Thank you to Carolyn Leon for all of the organizing she's done. Pickleball is back. That'll be starting again next Tuesday. American Sign Language class. Thank you so much, Suzanne Metzger, for bringing that to our community. We love when it's in-house talent that leads a class or a talk. It's so rewarding. And we're trying something new next Tuesday called the Hearthstone Mixer. We'll try it one time, and if it's good, we'll do it again. I hope you can see the screens. I forgot we weren't going to use the center screen. So this will be Tuesday, October 15 at 3:30 in the Water's Edge. I didn't put Water's Edge. These are stock photos, which will not happen next time. Next time, the mixer photos will be you. Oh, this way. Okay, what are we going to do? Well, we'll start with an easy and fun icebreaker game. You don't have to bring anything but yourself. Then you'll be paired with a resident that you don't know very well, and you'll interview each other. You'll be given the questions to ask. Wrong way, wrong direction. Okay, and then you'll switch to a different resident for another conversation. So you'll get to know 2 people more in depth, 2 people that you don't yet know. Hopefully there'll be people represented from all parts, from Cove West, Cove East, and Lakeside. And then we'll convene as a group to share what you learned and maybe eat some cookies. I personally will be baking cookies. Do we have any other bakers in the house who like to make cookies? Wow, don't all say yes at once. Jill's gonna make some almonds. There will be snacks. let me know if you want to bake anything for it, and you'll have fun. You will have fun. Okay, why should you attend? Well, you'll get to know someone new or know someone better. You'll learn other people's interests. You might find a group of common interests. We might find a group of common interests. You get to talk about yourself. Not everybody likes to talk about themselves, but most of us do. And you'll also get to practice listening, a great skill. I'm just going to have faith. There it is. So you will contribute to other people's happiness by listening to them. It's great to be heard. And it'll build community, one relationship at a time. Okay, some things to think about before the mixer. The questions are pretty basic. What's your work history? Where were you born? How long have you lived at the Hearthstone? What's your favorite dessert on your birthday? What's your favorite genre of music? These kinds of things. And give that some thought. Because if I am at the end stages of life and someone comes in and plays Barbra Streisand in the room, I'm going to be really unhappy. Please play Charlie Brown Christmas to soothe me. That's what I love. What do you love? What's your favorite music? Let us know that. Okay, so those are the easy questions. But here are some other questions that you're going to be asked that are fun. And again, you can always just say pass. I don't want to answer that. What is your idea of a perfect day? So between now and Tuesday, think about that. It could be as simple as a day with chocolate. Or it could be detailed. What kind of group or activity would you like to see at the Hearthstone? I put this one here because in the last 2 months, I've been approached by 4 people. One would like a group to play strategic board games with. One would like a French conversation group. One wants Spanish-speaking dinner once a month. And one wants to play American Mahjong. Well, how do we find a group? Are there 4 people who want to play American Mahjong? Probably. Are there 4 people who speak French? Anybody speak French? Yes, I see a couple, and Rob Bowman does, and I do, and I would love to join that group. So you can say pass on this, or you might really have a group you're looking to create or join. And then finally, if you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who would you choose and why? And that's just for fun. Again, you can pass if you want to, but it's something to think about before Tuesday. So we will see you tonight for Ilana Zach's violin. She's a Seattle Symphony violinist who will be here at 7 o'clock. We will see you Monday evening because Lance Smith is going to come talk about his solo voyage on a sailboat around Vancouver Island. And we'll see you Tuesday for the mixer. Please come out. Thank you. Yes, a question. Yes, we'll also see you Saturday. Thank you, Mary Kay, for the second Saturday social, which is a big hit. Lots of good stories, lots of community building, and you'll see the flyers outside. Thank you.
Or as they used to say in high school, be there or be square. Tim, you want to tell us what sort of progress we're making in maintenance?
I'm shorter. And I keep saying this is a hard act to follow, following resident engagement. So maybe we'll bump me up on the agenda. Or save the best for last. Okay. This first thing I'm going to talk about is involving some of our outside projects. And why this is really important is because now we're in a rush. We're in a rush to finalize a couple of these things because it's October. The weather's changing dramatically. Okay? So one of them that's been near and dear to some of the folks in this room is getting that entry for Woodlawn painted. Repainted, we'll call it, resurfaced, make it more non-slip. So we'll be cleaning that off tomorrow in preparation for doing that on Saturday and Sunday. So there may be limited times on Saturday and Sunday where you will not be able to access that entry. This is probably our last good weekend where it may be sunshiny. So we're really in a rush to finish this off. The other ones are a little more dependent on the city. We have an application with the city of Seattle for grinding all of our sidewalks around the community, which is this whole building pretty much. Then we have one for saw cutting the valve boxes out here on one of our sidewalks. And then finally, we have the project where we're going to be repairing the planter box out front, which is a huge eyesore. So 2 of those are totally contingent on the city saying, yes, you can, which usually means money passing hands. So we're just in a waiting game for them. The contractor's in a waiting game. They're ready to go. That's it for outside stuff. Trainings. The Safety Speaker Series. We had our first one on Monday. And that was on Sarah. It was well attended. I was extremely impressed with the volume of questions, the depths of questions, the concern. It told me a lot about, boy, we should have had this conversation earlier. So that was a really good session to be part of. Hallie was phenomenal in helping guide me with some of the discussion. Some of the things I got out of it myself personally is the presentation only took 30 minutes. The questions took more than 30 minutes. So that gave me an idea of the volume of need for information. So it was a win, a huge win. I believe, at least as of last night, we have at least 3 additional participants in the check-in program. We're cleaning up the system, making it more usable for us so that we can manage the system even better. So that was a win. That was our first speaker series. The next one is coming up on the 4th of November, and that's going to be focused primarily on fire safety, okay? So it's going to be a broad overview of safety within the environment for you as a resident, not for us as we have to do it because of regulatory. So it's going to be a big conversation about fire safety, and I'm anticipating a lot of questions again, and I'm looking forward to that, okay? Then finally, and this is already next week, it's the year's flying. Next week is the Washington Shakeout event, and that's on the 17th. And I'll be doing another presentation for that, and we will do our own little participation with it, okay? And if you can attend, it's October 17th. Simulate an earthquake at 10:17 a.m. Okay? And that's it for now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
We've been here a little over 4 years, and the SARA system has always been a mystery to me, and now it's crystal clear after that presentation. And it's the sort of presentation it probably wouldn't hurt to look at again. It's just really important. And the other thing that's impressive is this is a huge investment on the part of the community for our safety. So it's a great asset we have here. We should all be taking advantage of it as we can. So please remember the SARA system is here to help us. Moving on to independent living updates. Hallie?
Sorry, Steve, you're going to be adjusting this every time. Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to go rogue for a moment. Kristen just announced the mixer. We're so excited about that. She's put a lot of time and energy into that. Make sure you wear your name tags. It'll be very helpful during that event. The other thing is, quick reminder while she was talking, that I thought of, in Touchtown, just remember, you can always put in a keyword. So if you need a golfing buddy, your partner backed out last second, put golf in there. And if everybody's been diligent about updating their Touchtown profiles, you can see everybody who that's a main interest for. So I encourage you all to take some of these questions from the mixer and add that to your profile. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what you want to put in there, but we'll start incorporating Touchtown into those mixers moving forward, because I suspect it'll be a hit and we'll be doing it again. Another thing I'm going to go rogue on, I had a team meeting this morning, and it gave us the opportunity to start looking at some of our statistics in We Care Connect. I just want to say right now, we're so content and happy with where we're at. When it came to resident engagement, we're at 100%. There's not a single person in this room, please see me afterwards if you have put otherwise, that is disappointed in our resident activities as a whole, inclusive of everything. So that's huge. On a benchmarking note, that's one of the advantages to this program. We can compare to all the other communities that use this, which is almost every CCRC. And when it came to happiness overall, the benchmarking number was 61. That's pretty low in my opinion. Ours was at 86. I wouldn't normally be happy with an 86, but in this case, that's a huge win for us compared to the benchmarking number. Lastly, to piggyback on Marnie not being here and Allison stepping up, the staff, how you guys feel about the staff overall here, was at 97%. 97% of you. That's huge, you guys. So just want to throw out a kudos, and that's inclusive of all of our departments. Every one of our directors are in there resolving issues and notifications, making sure that there's follow-up, making sure that we're hearing you and making sure that we're acknowledging your feedback. So good job to everybody on that, and please remember how important it is to participate in those surveys. You don't have to, but we can get you a paper copy if you ever would rather do it that way. Okay, first and foremost, vaccination clinics are coming up, so I want to make sure to remind everybody, deadline is today at 4 p.m. for Lakeside residents. If you haven't signed up yet, make sure you get your name on that sheet, and make sure you fill out a consent form and turn it into the front desk by 4 p.m. today. Cove resident deadline is going to be Monday by 4 p.m. So make sure you're signing up at the Coves by no later than 4 p.m. on Monday and that your consent form is complete. This has to include your insurance information. The clinics themselves will be Lakeside on the 16th of October. We're gonna start that Wednesday on the 5th floor at 9:30 a.m. We're gonna do it different this time. We've always started on 10 and gone down. We're gonna start on 5 and go up. So, switching it up a little bit. Cove West will be on the 21st of October, so the following Monday. That'll be 10:30 to 11:30 in the Bridge. And then from noon to 1 will be Cove East in the Bridge. If you can't make your designated time, see me or Ariana and we'll make sure that we get you on a different time. So final reminder, make sure you get your consent forms in by 4 p.m. today if you're a Lakeside resident. All right, so Tim talked a little bit about Sarah. Because we found it so important to keep reiterating how imperative it is for you to wear those pendants when you're in the community, we decided we're gonna do a little fun thing, and I'm gonna work with Sylvia to get either $5 or $10 gift cards to the gift shop, and we're gonna go around and check. And if I catch you with your pendant on, you'll get a gift card to the gift shop. So all that money is gonna go to resident assistance, which is a big win in and of itself. That'll encourage people to go in. Every time I go in the gift shop, I see different things that amaze me, that I wish I would have known last week when I needed it, right? So this will be good. Make sure you're wearing your pendants. If you don't have it on, you don't get a gift card. So we sent a message out on Touchtown about fobs. So there are now at least 4 and more, but 4 at the minimum. At Lakeside front desk, if you need access into Cove East or Cove West for hobby room, the Bridge, whatever it is, you can check out a fob at the front desk and have any access any time of the day that you want over at the Coves. So just a reminder about that. On the 14th, which is Monday of October, the bistro hours are officially gonna change. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So this means that we're gonna start offering dinner over at the bistro for residents, especially with it getting darker earlier, rainy weather. You don't wanna walk over to Lakeside or you really want something that only the bistro offers from Lakeside over there, that doesn't mean we're going to kick people out at 6 p.m. It just means that we'll serve until 6 p.m. in there. So keep that in mind. I encourage you all, especially after the mixer, to really start having some dinner over there and see how you feel about it. It'll be a different menu for a while. We'll start incorporating more and more into that as options, but for now, that will be effective Monday the 14th. We continue to work on Wi-Fi. I appreciate everybody letting me know when they're having issues in this building. If I don't respond to you, it's not because it's getting ignored. I'm flipping that on the back end, and someone's gonna follow up with you on either a Tuesday or a Thursday. If it's an email, I don't think there's anyone I haven't responded to. If it's a voicemail, sometimes I might not get back to you right away, but know that you're gonna get a follow-up visit on either Tuesday or Thursday. And I think we're almost there, so. Then again, I reported no COVID cases for a couple months last time, and Murphy's Law got us there, so I won't say too much more. The last thing I have on here is the Heart Committee is going to be doing Halloween contest. So this is separate. Resident Engagement's doing a whole other thing, but for the employee appreciation, we're going to be doing contests, 2 types of contests. There's going to be costume contests for employees that residents get to vote on, and there's going to be door decoration contests that also residents get to vote on. So there'll be maps for a self-guided tour. You can go around and see how each department decided that they wanted to decorate their chosen door. Dining thinks they've got it in the bag, so we'll see about that. And whoever wins, that whole department gets treated to any restaurant that they want, I think is the prize. So you'll see a little bit of competition going on in departments here, and you'll also be able to see a parade of employees wearing costumes in the dining room. So more information to come on that, but make sure you get your vote in on there. Last but not least, I would like to invite Judy Cheney from the foundation up to talk about another speaker series that we're going to be having. Thank you all.
I've known Hallie since she was before she was born, so this is pretty exciting. I've seen her grow in many, many ways. So good job, Hallie. Anyways, good morning. Good to see all of you once again. I'm here kind of representing the foundation board. Albert, our president, is in the back. Stand, Albert. Yeah, he's the president of the foundation board. But we are really excited about the Hearthstone Foundation, which we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. But next, or not next Monday, but Monday, October 28th at 10:30 a.m., the foundation is sponsoring one of your speaker series on Mondays. And we will have a guest speaker and a young man who's very dear to me. He happens to be my youngest nephew, but he's been a certified financial planner for over 20 years. He's had residents here at Hearthstone that he has assisted. His grandma and grandpa, my mom and dad, they were residents here from the mid-90s till when grandma passed in 2008. But he's a very qualified, good speaker. He's very fond of the Hearthstone, and he's delighted to hear that we finally have a foundation to help the residents that need the assistance. He will speak about how to be thoughtful about charitable giving. He will talk about how taxes, update of tax laws, how it can impact how we do our estate planning. And most importantly, he's going to talk about the opportunity that the Hearthstone Foundation is for all of us, for some place that we can give to help those people in need. So once again, I encourage you to save that date, Monday, October 28th, 10:30 a.m. He'll be here for an hour. You'll enjoy him as a person, but you'll enjoy his message. And once again, the foundation is really excited to get this kicked off and running. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. We're so wrapped up in what we do every day, it's important to think about the future, which is really what the foundation is all about. Not only the people in this room, but there are people in the community for whom Hearthstone is a really important asset. And so we're excited about this, looking to the future for us and all the people who will be following in our footsteps. So be there or be square. Moving on to resident council business, we have Terry Pointer here to talk to us? Is Terry here today? Okay. I think, is there anybody from the dining committee who'd like to make a comment? Hearing none, I'll just remind you of the change happening in the bistro on Monday, and that'll be an exciting change, and hopefully it'll be a big improvement. Newsletter, Sharon Doyle.
Can you hear me now? Oh, yes. Hi, everyone. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see people I haven't seen in a while because I haven't been here. But I'm happy to say that we're moving along with voices. It's my vision. We are needing help. I'm the only one editing this newsletter, and I take that job very seriously. I recruit among everybody I can. I'm always tapping someone and saying, that's a great story. Will you write that up for me? And some people say, no way. And others have submitted things, which I've been very grateful for. I think we're on to our 4th month now, which is quite amazing to me. There's a day or two in the month when I just say, I'm not asking anybody for anything, but I'm here again today to say to you that you have wonderful things to say to each other and to us. So please corner me or Rita or anybody who looks like they're the least bit interested and get your stories in there. It's a much better newsletter when we have information from all the residents. Okay, thank you.
I want to remind you that this is a resident-generated publication, and so it's really up to us to see that it has content and survives. There's been an important idea that we have our own way of communicating each other, and that's really what Voices is all about. So please contact Sharon or Rita or any of us if you have ideas, because we really want this to be a success. Gift shop, Sylvia.
Get you in frame.
Also, Sharon, when do we need to get those articles into you? Today. Okay, I thought everybody should know that because I need to do it too. Yes, as far as the gift shop goes, last month we did a little better than last year, but for the total from January down, we're a little bit behind. But I'm here to tell you today that 4 of us have been marking merchandise. We have a lot of new merchandise. I've got 2 more orders upstairs. I still got to mark. And there's some clothes. There's some baseball hats with a light on them that you can charge. And fanny packs with a light on them for the winter if you go out walking, and many other different things. But I just want to let you know that this is the time of year when all the fun things come in for the holidays, and many of them, there's only 1 or 2. So come and look, and be sure and get it before it's gone. Any questions? Okay, thanks.
Don Bell, Movie Committee, have some words of wisdom for us?
So, good morning. So they were talking about what's a perfect day for you? Perfect day for me is seeing at least one film. In fact, it's a horrible day when I don't. So, you know, one thing that I just am amazed at is the number of things that all of us can avail ourselves of here at the Hearthstone. It's wonderful. If you like to get out there and do things, I can't imagine a better place to be. So we still have movies that we are going to show. And in November, we have no theme other than these are movies that the committee sat and argued about and championed to each other. And we're going to do a series of movies of that ilk on both Saturday nights and Tuesday nights. So here they go. On Saturday, the 2nd of November, Driving Miss Daisy. There is no film on Tuesday, the 5th of November. We thought maybe you might have something else to do that day. We're not gonna compete with the election. On Saturday, the 9th, My Cousin Vinny, one of my personal favorites. On Tuesday, the 12th, Coda. This is a return, and it goes with the fact that we're having this wonderful ASL training. On Saturday, the 16th, Big Night. I have a personal thing to say about that movie. You remember, those of you who were here during the pandemic, you may remember that we tried to show a movie over Zoom, and I was the one that was running the movie. And it is a movie about two Italian brothers who have this wonderful restaurant. And so they talk a lot of Italian. And I tried to get the English subtitles and ended up with Korean subtitles. So we showed this movie, and most of it nobody could understand. So we're bringing it back with English subtitles. Okay, Tuesday the 19th, Breaking Away. If you've never heard of it, it's a wonderful coming-of-age movie. Saturday, November 23rd, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Let's see, on the 26th, Robot Dreams. That quieted the crowd. It's an animated movie, and it's one of a kind. And on Saturday, the 30th, Tea with Mussolini. If that isn't enough, on the 20th of November, Wednesday, the 20th of November, in Cove West, at the bridge, there is a Wim Wenders directed movie called Perfect Days. You see the theme that's coming? However, this is the story of a Japanese man who cleans toilets for a living and loves it. That's it. Any questions? All right, come to oh, yes. On second floor? Oh, thank you. I can always count on you to ask a question. Let's see. We have had the request box out since the 1st of November. It is on the second floor. It is right by the telephone, behind the couch where you wait. And we're starting to get requests. Since we're only 10 days into the first month, we're doing fine. And we will scatter request movies as time goes on. So if you got a burning request, put it in the box. Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to the floor reports. Let's start with the fourth floor with Eunice.
The fourth floor had one move-in, Stella Flynn, who was a resident here.
Thank you. Fifth floor, Laurel.
Not much news, but we are going to have Marnie Perry visit our this month's floor meeting to talk about Employee Appreciation Fund, and she's willing to visit other floors. So hopefully she is feeling better by next week.
Sixth floor, is Jackie here? Is anybody from the sixth floor? Oh, there we go.
We're very happy to welcome Madeline Minks to our floor. Yeah. She just moved in, I think, yesterday. Yeah. She'll be a wonderful addition to our floor.
Good. Good. Seventh floor, Isa. Isa, excuse me.
We're happy on the seventh floor. We have a new resident, Miriam Gray, in 710, and we unfortunately did lose Stella to the fourth floor. We'll miss her greatly.
I understand the new resident's a friend of yours.
Yes. I didn't get
Yeah, Miriam Gray, I've known her 50 years, so we'll see how it works. She's right across the hall from me. So.
Ninth floor, Jean? Correct? Whoops, excuse me, eighth floor. Liz.
We have good news. We have new residents coming in 8:35 in about a week and a half. Neil and Mary Lou Harms, and they're from Richland, Washington. We had 10 residents that had an excursion to Camano Island for corn on the cob, all you can eat. And our next meeting, we're going to have gingerbread and lemon sauce.
Good. Thank you. Ninth floor, Jean.
Well, that's a hard act to follow. We're doing fine. We have no move-ins or not. We still have a couple vacancies, but those are being used by construction. And thank you for the suggestion of having Marnie come and speak. I'll take that seriously. Yeah.
Cove East.
10th floor.
Excuse me, 10th, I'm sorry.
10th floor is doing well. We have the Duns unit is back. They're working on it again, so we keep hoping someone will come. It's a big unit, so. Okay. Other than that, a few ups and downs, but and also the Marcia and Lee's unit is still vacant, so and we still have the financial officer in our guest suite. I guess he's still is. I think he's still here. I don't see him much, but otherwise, I think we're doing pretty well.
Good, thank you. Denise. Oh, she's Denise.
I'm Denise. Denise is at an appointment. Cove East, we're still full as usual, and we're waiting for the piano to arrive. Sarah and Jim Blagg have told us that we can use their beautiful Parlor Grand piano. We're going to see how that goes. And we're going to have a meeting on the 19th, review the pros and cons of our local initiatives and candidates. And we need more WACRA members. That's the Washington State Continuous Care Resident Association. I have to remember what it stands for. And ask Laura Sanders to come to your floor meetings and explain what WACRA does. I mean, it's a very important group that works with the legislation for protecting us in communities like this. That's, I think, about it. I'm looking at my list real quick. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And Alice.
Good morning. We don't have much news except that Madeline moved from Cove West over here, and we're going to miss her, although we see her at dinner. And now we have 4 vacancies, so we're going to encourage the marketing team to get on it.
I understand they're on it. Good. That's all of the resident council reports. And so I think we'll, yes.
What's the status of the financial support and
So her question was the status of the financial report and handbook. So like we talked about at the last assembly, the accounting team is working on that still. There's no secrecy behind this. We've been pretty upfront about the process and how long it's taking them. Once that's done, the chief financial officer and the accounting manager will be doing a PowerPoint presentation for you here in the chapel with questions, all the things. So, and like we do every year, those numbers will be hard copies will be put in the library. So, and then handbook, we are pushing out the date. There's some things that we're waiting to get confirmation on answers for. So again, we will give you an update as soon as that's ready to go.
And I'll remind you that some of the important things in the handbook are things like SARA and fire procedures. And so we're getting some of that information, but the whole handbook should be available by the end of the year at least, and hopefully sooner.
Yes, at the very least. Yeah, one more thing I want to just remind everybody, the SARA presentation is on Touchtown, so if you want a copy of that, I've put a hard copy on every floor in the common areas and the Cove East and Cove West common rooms. Most importantly, if you don't like your wristband or your neckband and you'd prefer the other, or one's too big, one's too small, put in a work order. Call one of us, we'll do the work order for you. We want to make sure that the pennant that you have is how you want it. So, and a final reminder that it is waterproof. So you can swim with it on, you can do all the things, please shower with it on, but take a look at that presentation when you get a chance.
I think that ends our formal business. Thank you for coming out today. The meeting stands adjourned.